Hey everyone, welcome into the Italian Country Girls Kitchen again. Today we're going to be making French toast. This is a recipe that a viewer from our stream gave me and wanted me to try out. So I'm going to be making this for the first time today. So let's get started. This is a different twist on the way I've ever making French toast, and the viewer told me it's really good. So I want to give this a try. So we're going to get started, okay? So on a baking sheet with sides, you need to spread. I'm halving this recipe. Normally, this recipe that I was given is 2 to 3 loaves of French bread. Um, Clearly there's 4 of us and I didn't want to make a big recipe like this, so I'm going to half the recipe ingredients. Hopefully it turns out well. It should. I'm going to half it for a recipe for our family. So it says 2 to 3. I'm going to do 1 loaf, so I'm going to half. It's normally 1 stick of butter, 2 sticks of butter, 1 per tray. I'm just going to use 1 stick of butter because I'm going to half this. So what we're supposed to do is take a stick of butter, and they said they usually use a glass dish. I don't have one, but I'm going to use a baking sheet with some parchment paper or wax paper. You really want to just use some parchment paper so you can cook on it. And I'm going to put my butter on top of this. So we're going to add some brown sugar. I don't want it to stick to it too much. So anyways, it says to spread this on the cookie sheet. So I'm assuming we just literally spread this all over this. It says to soften it. Mine is really soft. So I know this is going to be probably kind of messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on and I'm going to see how I can spread this out. As you can tell, it's kind of a loppy mess, this stick of butter. But I'm just going to spread it on here. Nice and clumpy here. The wax paper or the parchment paper is moving quite a bit, but I'm just going to do this. I'm sure it's just for the texture of cooking and the sticking purposes, I would assume. And also we're going to add some other stuff on top of this. It says it will be clumpy in the recipe, so that's normal. So we almost have it here. Now I'm going to go wash my hands off. Give me just a second. All right, I washed my hands. It's hard to get butter off your hands. Now let's see. We are going to take and combine the brown sugar and the cinnamon in a bowl. So we want a cup of brown sugar, and we would do 1 heaping teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to put more cinnamon than that because my family likes the cinnamon a lot. So I'm going to do a tablespoon instead of a heaping teaspoon. You can just do the teaspoon. So let me get my brown sugar, and let me get a cup of brown sugar here, and we're going to put it in this bowl. Alrighty, almost there. I'm going to push it in there and level it out so it's nice and level. I'm getting a little bit extra in the bowl. Okay, that's probably pretty good. Now we're going to do a heaping tablespoon. Like I said, I'm doing more cinnamon than required for the recipe just because we like a lot of cinnamon and stuff. And I would assume if you're allergic to cinnamon, you can just leave this out. So I'm going to do a heaping tablespoon of cinnamon. And I'm going to mix this up. It smells delicious. Just getting the clumps out here. All right. Looks pretty good. All right, now let's see what it says. We are to sprinkle evenly over the margarine on the baking sheet, okay? So we're going to take this and we're going to sprinkle it on here. It smells really good. All right, I'm trying to sprinkle it as even as possible here. All right. And it looks like it's just going to be kind of crumbly here. Okay. Now, in a bowl, I'm just going to reuse this bowl. We are going to take our eggs and milk and we're going to mix those up, okay? So I'm going to half this. So it normally would be 6 eggs for a full batch. So I'm going to do 3 eggs for now. Okay. So let me get my eggs here. Three eggs. And let's see how much milk we will need. Normally it is 3 cups of milk, so I'm going to do 1.5 cups. So let me add 1.5 cups of milk. There's 1.5 cups. Okay. Now it says we're going to mix this up. And let's see, where's my towel? Okay. So I'm just going to take my whisk here and I'm going to whisk this. Whisking it really well. Okay, let me put this in there. And now it says to take our bread, okay? And we're going to dip slices into the egg mixture, okay? And we're going to soak it on, we're going to dip it on one side and then the other, okay? And we're going to put the dip slices on the baking sheet and we're going to cover with plastic wrap. Okay, once we're done, and we're going to chill it overnight in our refrigerator. We don't want to soak this bread too long in the egg mixture, and then we'll end up cooking it tomorrow, okay? So let's take our bread. I used a nice thick slice brioche bread. It kind of looks like this, just thick slice brioche. Brioche makes a good French toast. So I'm going to dip this like it says, and then dip the other side. It says don't soak it too long, so I don't want to soak it too long. So I just did that, and then it says to lay it on the sheet here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue to do this, just kind of flipping it, letting it drip. Put it on the cookie sheet. It seems like this would be really good if you had family over, guests or something like this. This might be something you could put in the fridge the night before, it sounds like, and take it out and have it the next day. Just cook it. Doesn't take long to cook. And most kids love French toast. This sounds really delicious. Alrighty, get some more bread out of here. Alrighty, soaking. Alrighty, and my cookie sheet is full. Only have like 3 slices of bread left, so that worked out okay. And this is what it looks like on my cookie sheet here. It is all lined up on here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some saran or plastic wrap, and I'm going to cover this, and I'm just going to set it in my refrigerator. And we're going to wait till in the morning, and we're going to throw these in the oven, and we're going to see what they look like. All right, guys, we have soaked our French toast overnight, or let it set overnight after soaking in our fridge. We wrapped it with some saran wrap or plastic wrap. As you can see, I'm going to take it off. Now, this is going to go in our oven that is preheated at 350 degrees, and we're going to cook this 20 minutes. But what we're going to do is we're going to cook it for 10, it says, and then we're going to pick these up and flip them over. All of them are going to be flipped at 10 minutes in, and then we're going to cook 10 more minutes, okay? So let's get these into our oven, and let's let those cook for 10 flip and then 10 more, and we'll see what they look like. All right, y'all, the French toast just got out of the oven. I actually ended up cooking it a little longer than 20 minutes total, because for my oven, the 20 minutes total, really, they were kind of still mushy. So I did go a little longer. It was probably about 28 minutes total, but I wanted them to be just a little bit more set up than they were. So here we go. And I have some flipped over and some not flipped over. I wanted to show you what both sides were like. These actually are so nice and soft and have a nice cinnamon crunch on them. They ended up probably a little darker because I did put more cinnamon in them. They're not burnt whatsoever. It's just the cinnamon. So these did really well, actually. I think they smell delicious. See, that's the other side. But this is what they ended up looking like. They actually smell very nice. Like I said, I've never made these before. This was a recipe given to me by someone. So let me see. I've been told you could eat these without syrup because of the brown sugar. So let me see what this tastes like. Let me give it a taste here. It is a little warm. These actually do taste very good. And like I said, I'm not a French toast eater. But it's something about the cinnamon and the that brown sugar. Oh my goodness, these are really nice. These are really, really nice. They're not too stiff and crunchy. Um, they're still kind of soft, but not too soft, if you know what I mean. Like if you put it in the toaster on a light setting, that's kind of the texture on these. I think they turned out very nice. Definitely something I probably do again. They have a great taste. I think this would be something fun and good for kids or guests. But I'm very pleased with the results. They actually taste good. The texture is nice. Um, Not too hard, not too soft, just perfect. So you can try the 20 minutes recommended on the recipe, 10 and 10 on each side. It's just it just seemed like it wasn't enough, so I just did it a little longer. I think it was like 4 more minutes on each side, and they ended up perfect. Perfect, perfect. I love them. They actually taste good, and I'm real impressed. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by. Give it a try when you can. Make yourself some French toast. And until we see each other again, everyone have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.